What's up, fellas? So today we're here to talk about toxic traits in a man. Now, when I was making my list out for this, I made one observation about the list. The list is basically when guys don't know what the balance between leading a relationship and, letting the woman lead the relationship, right? Guys go too far. So you go from beta to super alpha, right? You guys go too far. There's a balance with everything. So I just wanted to point that out. When I was going through this list, I noticed that most of it is dealing with you guys don't know what that fine line is. You guys got to understand it's a fine line to when you're in a relationship. You can be an alpha, but you just can't go too fucking far. All right. Or you're going to become toxic. Okay. So you guys know I got my top 10 list. All right. Number one, starting arguments. Now, this is what I was talking about. Why do guys start arguments? Well, I'm not finna let her run over me, so I'm finna put my foot in the ground. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you true alpha, you don't argue with women. Some of you guys purposely do it thinking that, this, first of all, let me dispel this myth on the breakup to make up sex that permeates throughout relationships. Okay, it's toxic. If the relationship runs its course every now and then, and y'all periodically have these, breakups, the natural breakups that go on relationships, say maybe once every 2 years or something like that, or maybe once a year, where you and your girl, maybe y'all sleep in separate rooms or something like that, and then y'all work things out. And, maybe that happens once or twice, every couple of years or something like that. But this should not be something, guys, where you think you need to be drawing these emotions out of a woman, getting her to argue with you like you raising attraction. Who does that sound like? It sounds like a goddamn woman. That's what women do to us to draw emotions out. So you don't argue with women. You say how you feel about something and you're done with it. We're not finna go back. And I always end things with guys, because I'm not trying to convince anybody. I always end any discussion. We can agree to disagree. And I'm done with it. I'm not finna argue with you over. We're not finna have this back and forth for the next 30 minutes. Right? I'm not finna argue with somebody. If we watching something on TV and me and my girl have a disagreement, right? I'm not finna keep going. Well, that's how you feel about it, right? Because one thing that I feel like I'm getting more and more conservative views as I done lost my victim mentality. All right, I don't have a lot of the victim mentality no more. So I'm getting more and more conservative views. So with the girls I date, one of the issues is I disagree with them on a lot of stuff that I probably would have agreed with them on 10 years ago when I was a victim, right? And so, but I'm not finna sit there and argue with you over it. I say how I feel and I'm done with it, right? I state what I say and I'm done with it. So guys, do not be arguing with girls trying to draw emotions or when they say something thinking you're going to change her mind. When have y'all ever heard a girl say, man, you know what? You are absolutely right. You just changed my mind. Even if she probably feels like that deep down, y'all guys know women are so petty they would never give you that, pleasure of telling you you're right. So they would just keep arguing. So what's the point? So do not be picking arguments with women. I never argue with nobody. I tell you what, if you think I'm lying, disagree with me in my comments and see what happens. I'm not finna argue with you. It's my opinion on something. If you respectfully disagree, I will give you a fist bump, or I probably even like your comment and keep it moving. I'm not finna sit there and go back and forth with you on the comment. I feel this way about it. You feel that way about it. I'm moving on. Now, if you come over there and you say something disrespectful, then I'm gonna block you and delete your comment. I'm not finna argue with you over it. I don't argue. When the last time y'all guys seen me argue with somebody in my comments, going back and forth with them? I'm not gonna do that. I say how I feel about it and I'm done with it. I'm moving on. All right. Next, guys, number 2, no compromise. You guys got to understand that when you have no, and I know what the no compromise come from. It's this super alpha that if I compromise, I'm letting her lead the relationship. That's toxic. See, when y'all hear guys, people talk about toxic masculinity, this would be in that. If you don't got no compromise, this is when we start to get into that, misogynist area where you just think like everything revolves around you. Okay? And it don't. Now, you're supposed to lead the relationship as the leader. As the leader, you're supposed to naturally take their feelings into account. Case in point, let's say I was your boss. I'm the motherfucking boss, right? You work for me. That still does not mean that I don't take the feedback you guys give me and implement that. So for instance, let's say you guys was working for me for my security company, right? And y'all guys coming back with, hey man, we really wish, we need walkie-talkies, or, we really wish you would, let us know earlier the schedule. I'd be a fool to just say, oh, the hell with that. I'm the boss. You do what I say. No, it don't work. I'm going to listen to your feedback and take that into consideration. That don't mean I'm going to just do what you say, but that means that I'm going to at least listen to it and take it into consideration. When you like eating at a specific restaurant and she might like eating at a specific restaurant, you have to ask the leader, say, we ate at my restaurant this week. We'll eat at her restaurant next week. If you like, well, we're just going to do what I want to do. That's toxic. That is very toxic. And I'm toxic. Let me put it to y'all guys a case in point like this. Let's just say you were friends with me, right? And you were hanging with me and I always just wanted to go where I wanted to go. Never cared where you wanted to go. We're just going to do what I want to do. How long you think you want to be friends with me? And see that all this stems from when guys feel like if I compromise a little bit or I do anything, then that means I'm following her lead. And this is why I go to say, well, you guys taking stuff too far. Okay? How it goes is, this is typically how it works. I'll name a spot that me and my girl gonna go to, right? Or whichever chick I'm seeing that particular day, right? And throughout the outing, she might throw out little hints. Oh, I like to go here and there, this and that and the other. She might throw out the hints throughout the date, right? That I like to do this and I like to do that. I'm gonna listen to that, and then next time maybe I pick one of those spots. That's what I'm saying, guys. Just a little compromise. That's usually how women will do it. They'll throw a little hint. Well, I like to do this. I like to do that. And you as the leader, without her saying anything, you naturally supposed to take that into consideration. But you know what? I've been around a little while. You guys do what you want to do. All right. Next, guys, number 3, jealousy. Now, I made the video about, disrespecting and stuff like this. And if a woman is disrespecting you or, you supposed to say something. Some of you guys, the women aren't even showing anything or doing anything. And you're so insecure, right? Because you done pulled a girl that you really feel like you don't deserve. And so every second of the day you turn around, you think she's cheating on you. And you're accusing her. So you guys got to look at this more like how the police look into things, right? If the police pull you over for a traffic violation, right, they're not going to search your car without your consent unless they have probable cause, right? Which could be, a smell of drugs or whatever, right? Probable cause. And that's how you have to do it with your girl. If you text her at 5 p.m. and she was off work and she texts you back 3 hours later, that's probable cause. We got it. Goddamn right, you got a right to say something. I'm gonna tell you why. When you're in a relationship, she lose those rights to willy-dilly and text and respond to you back. When you're dating somebody like me, I date girls. I don't do relationships. Technically, they can respond to my text the next day. They have that right. They're dating. Maybe she was hanging with her other dude this particular day. So I had to fucking wait because she's dating. You're in a relationship, you lose that privilege. I expect a response back in a timely manner, within the hour. That's being generous. You lose if you somebody who want to respond to somebody texts the next day or 4 hours later, or 5 hours later, and stuff like this when they're off work, not at work. Somebody might return your text 4 hours later when they at work. I'm talking about when they're off work. If you want to do that, stay your ass single and just date. Just date. Once you're in relationships, you lose that, you lose that right to just text people back when you want to. That's probable cause. Okay, I'm gonna say something. I'm wonder what the fuck, why you took you 3 hours to return my text or call. If we're in a relationship, your ass got off at 4, I text you at 5, you hit me back at 8:30. Goddamn right, we got a problem. You got a right to show some insecurity and jealousy right then. You goddamn right, I'm gonna say something. We ain't going for that. But most of you guys, when you act jealous, it's all in your head because you're fearful of the goddamn woman. You feel like you really feel like she can do better. And when you bring this constant toxic energy to her, accusing her, it's toxic, guys. It's toxic. So unless your woman has given you reason to question her, you have to just trust her. If that's an issue for you, stay red pill and don't take your ass purple pill. That's what I say. That's the biggest issue. Purple pill men are going to have to come over. You know female nature. And so you naturally never going to trust them. It's just the way it is. How you going to trust something that you've been reading up on the last 3-4 years not to trust? You're not going to trust them. But if you're going to go purple pill, then you just going to have to fucking trust them. Ain't nothing else you can do about it. If you got an issue with that, stay red pill. That's all I can tell you. But that's number 3, guys. Being jealous. That jealous, and some of you guys gonna accuse your girl of something today. All right, guys. You sure ain't got no reason to be jealous if you dating a woman. Like I can't say nothing to none of my chicks about nothing because I'm not in a relationship. I can't say nothing. They want to text me 2 days later. I might not respond to it because I'm like, oh, your interest ain't no higher than that. But I wouldn't say that to them like, oh, where you were, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a right to. Now, I'm going to tell you, if a woman respond to me 2 days later, I'm just not going to respond to it. You ain't got no higher interest in me than that. But I'm not finna say nothing to you about it or accuse you of nothing. Accuse you of what? You're not my girlfriend. Next, guys, not responding to her messages in a timely manner. Basically, you're trying to make her think you're doing something. That's toxic, guys. When you're trying to make your woman purposely jealous like that or put something in her head and, look at her like she crazy when she say something. So let's just flip the roles. And let's say she texts you at 5 and you got off work at 4 and you responded to her at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You could have responded to it, but you trying to purposely play these games with her. Now, if you single, do what you want to do. I'm talking to my purple pill guys that are in relationships. If you single, you respond to her the next day. Now, if you do that, she might not respond because she might figure like, you ain't got no interest or whatever, or you playing games or whatever. So she got that right also, but you got the right to do that. But once you're in a relationship, if you do this and you playing this game, now here's the thing. If the woman is attached or something like that, or she really likes you, she's not going to probably leave you. It's just going to cause a toxic situation. She's just going to bitch all the fucking time. That's why I say it's toxic. Next, guys, flirting in front of your girl. Now, all these things that we talking about to make your girl jealous and all this other type of shit, guys, is very toxic. Now, you might not even like this girl that you flirting on her in front of her with, but you doing it purposely to make her jealous. That's stupid, guys. It's just cause toxic. Now, what's she finna do for the whole duration of the dinner? Bitch and complain, bitch and complain, bitch and complain. And you sitting over there thinking like, oh, I got her engaged. I got her mad. It's just toxic, guys. This is when she goes back and tell her friends all the bullshit about you. This is when you come around her friends and her family and they hate your fucking guts and you can't fucking figure out why. I'm so confused as to why they don't like me. Really? Like she ain't told them everything you fucking do to her? Like she ain't told them you be flirting with girls in front of her? They know all this shit, guys. So do not do little stuff like that, flirting in front of your girl. Crazy. And some of you guys might want to try to do it out of thinking like, oh, pre-selection, I want to show other girls are interested in me and all this and other type of stuff. It just backfires, guys. It just causes a toxic situation. It does nothing to raise. This is the thing. Your girl see everybody who's scoping you out. She sees that already. You don't have to do nothing in particular to point that out. When you walk in a place, your girl done already scoped out how many girls are looking at you. So she already see, where you are pre-selection wise. You don't have to try to do anything to bring it to the forefront. She already sees it. Next, guys, purposely trying to lower your girl's self-esteem. So you guys remember that one thing I used to always talk about was no validation, no validation, no validation. And I still hold true to that. Some of you guys go completely on the other side and you don't went from no validation to actually trying to tear her down. That's just toxic, guys. You don't want a woman that's, me personally, I want a woman that's feeling good about herself. What I want a woman that's feeling bad about herself. So some guys would do this, right, to where it keeps her from leaving them because she feels so bad and her confidence is so low. So if you guys have ever seen a very hot woman and you like, God damn, she hot, but she act like she a 5 or a 6, how y'all guys think she got like that? More than likely, she done had some dude tear her down like that. That's why she's like that. A lot of times when you see women like that, they done had some dude that really just done brought them all the way down. And I'm not up here trying to get y'all to feel the sympathy for a woman, right? But what I am telling you is what ends up happening is why this creates a toxic situation is this woman's constant need and constant begging for validation. That's why it becomes toxic, because when you're around her, you could smell the stink of her self-esteem. It's so in the toilet that she's constantly fishing for compliments that is ridiculous. So I'm not telling you guys, not to tear women's self-esteem down like I'm standing on my soapbox pointing down at you guys, telling you not to tear women's self-esteem down like I'm running some goddamn females camp over here. I'm telling you, you don't want to do it because when you hanging around her, she's just going to be annoying as hell because every second she's questioning her beauty. So I don't want her to have an inflated ego from me validating her all the time, but I don't need her to the stink of low self-esteem because I constantly remind her that she could drop a few pounds. Now, let me say this. If she need to drop a few pounds, you need to tell her ass, hey, you need to drop a few pounds. But I'm talking about for the guys over here who got girls that are in great shape and they just fucking with their head. Oh yeah, if you got a girl and she done got fat, she done put on 15 pounds since y'all ass got together, tell that fat motherfucker to get her ass in that goddamn gym and eat a salad every now and then. Now, if you met her like that, I don't think you got the right to say anything. You met her like that. But if you met her and she done put on 15, 20 pounds since y'all ass got together, hey, get your fat ass in that goddamn gym and eat a salad. You goddamn right. I got the right to say it. But y'all guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about to the guys out there that got women that are fucking size 4, size 3, and you tell me something, you could stand to drop a few pounds just to drop that self-esteem on purpose. Of course, there's other little insecurities you could bring to light or whatever about a skin complexion, whatever, you can always find some little insecurity to just poke at. And that's basically what these guys do. They find an insecurity and they just poke at it. And I'm gonna tell y'all guys, I done dated toxic women. I done dated women who had this low self-esteem, who looked hot and had this low self-esteem. I couldn't stand to be around them. They are the most annoyingest thing you ever seen in your fucking life. They need constantly displays of affection. All right. They constantly need to touch you. They constantly need you to feed them company. It is annoying. And that's why I say it's toxic. All right, guys. Next, trying to act like you don't care about her at all. Guys, what I say this is when you guys don't know how to feed your girl scraps. I get this all the time with guys. I seen a guy wrote on the comment section on the community tab and on my Patreon talking about something. Man, mess my relationship up. Man, if you don't know how to feed your girl scraps every now and again, if you don't think that if you're gonna be in a relationship or even just dating, that you never gonna tell your girl not one compliment, you ain't gonna never throw the bitch a bone, then you bugging. Of course you're gonna have to tell your girl something every now and then. The thing is, don't go too far either way. You can't never not tell her nothing good, but you don't need to tell her something good every fucking day. You don't need to tell her breakfast, lunch, and dinner through a text, baby, I miss you. I can't wait to see you. But you also don't need to be with a girl for goddamn 2 years and you ain't never told her nothing about how you ain't never gave her a compliment. That's too much. I would say at least once or twice a month you need to feed your girl scraps. That's what I'd say. At least once a month. That you need to make her feel good. Don't do it all the time. Once a month should get you by. Damn, baby, you sure wearing that dress today. And that's your compliment for the month, bitch. I'll see you in 30 days for your next compliment. You guys go too far. You guys don't know how to balance this stuff. Next, being a contrarian. Now, you guys don't know what a contrarian is. That's somebody who basically, a contrarian is somebody who goes against the norm or what's the consensus, right? So basically, say y'all guys say Michael Jordan is great, and so I say he sucked, just to be a contrarian, somebody who goes against the norm. But basically, you just disagreeing to just disagree for no reason for real. You just want to be a dickhead and disagree just to disagree. So if somebody say the sky's blue, you say it's orange. Somebody say water's wet, you say it's dry. You just basically want to disagree just to disagree. Some of you guys do this with your girl. Just to be a dickhead. It's okay to agree with your girl sometime. You don't have to. I don't know where y'all guys got this from. I think this whole bad boy thing, well, guys, y'all guys got to understand all this toxic thing that about being this bad boy, that's not what makes the bad boy appealing. What makes the bad boy appealing is he has a life outside his girl. He has a social life of abundance. Sometimes they don't, sometimes some of them have a purpose, some of them don't. But usually the bad guy usually has hobbies and a social life of abundance. Some of them do have purpose, some of them don't, right? Because a bad boy ain't got to be somebody who is a game banger. A bad boy could be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, right? He's a bad boy. He just don't take shit from nobody. You don't got to be out here doing drive-bys to be considered a bad boy, right? But the thing what you guys don't understand is what makes him appealing is that his time is valuable. That's all you need. All this toxic energy, disagreeing just to disagree, just disagreeing on the topic just so you can be opposite of her, that you can draw a reaction and stuff like that. You think that's attractive? That's not attractive. That's just toxic. You just turn into what every time I turn around, we arguing. That's toxic. You can put me and my brother right around each other, right now, my youngest brother right now. Now, he'll be good for a day or whatever. I ain't seen him in a long time. But after about a week or so, he'll go right back to being what he was. Just toxic. That's why I don't hang with him. That's why I don't deal with him. Just toxic. Just one of those motherfuckers that just gonna find something to just be toxic about. And this is one of them too. Being a contrarian, just disagreeing to disagree. It's not cool, it's not sexy, it doesn't make you hotter or none of that crap, guys. It just makes you toxic. Next, guys, gaslighting. Now, there's a lot of forms of gaslighting. I made a whole video on gaslighting, but the number one, the premise of gaslighting somebody is when you play with their mental intellect, right? Their mental capacity. And the best way you mess with somebody's mental capacity is to act like they're becoming forgetful. So people think they start losing their marbles when you start acting like they forget something. So you basically say she said something when you know very damn well she didn't say it. You're gaslighting her. And if you do that enough, she'll start to question, am I getting Alzheimer's or dementia? Literally, if you do that enough and she really starts to believe that she said the things that you said, the normal human being would literally probably start to question. The only way it won't really mess with her mentally if she knows you're that type of person. See, then if she knows you're that type of person to do that, then she it won't bother her because she knows you're a jackass that does that. But if she doesn't know that you're gaslighting or she doesn't know that you're the type of person to do that type of stuff, she could literally start questioning whether she need to go get a CAT scan or not. Just purposely making her question her sanity. So you tell her on Saturday, you said, hey, we was going to go do this on Saturday. And no damn well she didn't say that. And she like, I didn't say that. What you talking about? You did say it. I sat right there and you told me we was going to go to the mall on Saturday. Boom. She chalk it up and say, oh, well, it must slip my mind or whatever, right? Boom. You wait a week or two, you do it again. You do that enough, and I guarantee you she start questioning, am I losing my goddamn mind? So guys, do not be doing that. And it's not cool to be gaslighting somebody like that, making them start to question. I mean, and it just gets bad to where you can just, so what'll end up happening is she really could start becoming forgetful because you done put in her head that she's forgetful. So it can go tenfold. So when she do something and she forget, she like, oh shit, I am losing my damn mind. All right, guys. And it's just toxic. And 10, guys, complaining about how your life sucks. So this one right here is going to be what a lot of men have when you don't have purpose in life. You don't have hobbies you enjoy and stuff like that. What you do is you become home and you just place all that burden and tell all the problems you having and stuff like that. Like she's supposed to fix your problems. And it's just toxic. Nobody wants to hear that crap. How many of us got a friend that all he talks about, or all they do is complain about their problems in life? And how often do you just get tired of hearing them talk about it all the time? It's just toxic. They do nothing to change their life. All they do is complain, 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 complain. I basically think that a man without a purpose in life is toxic by default, unless he is content. Now, if you content and you somebody who content with your life, you say, hey, I only make 30 grand a year, but I'm content, then that's fine. But if you're a guy and you have no purpose in life and you're not trying to find your purpose in life and you're not content, that is going to be a very toxic man to be around. So for all you guys that know that you are not going to be content doing what you're doing long term, I advise you to get on your purpose, or you're going to have a hard time keeping a woman. Not so much from the lack of money, but from you just being unhappy in life, that you're just not a pleasure to be around, because you constantly going to be, and you're going to even say little hateful things or jealous things about other men. That's just toxic to be around. You might see a man spending some money in a club, or see a guy riding a nice car and you with your girl and you say a little snide little comment or something like that. Very toxic, guys. So if nothing else, getting on your purpose, keeps you from being toxic to be around. Because when you're not on your purpose and you're not content in life, you're just going to be an unhappy person to be around, guys. I don't know no other way to say it than that. All right. All right. That's all I got to say about that, guy. These are toxic traits that every man should avoid. All right. I'll get back with you guys later.